YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have another SHF review. This is the Premium Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, SHF Kamen Rider G Deno. Now this was not in the main series, he was more like in the movie trilogy of Kamen Rider Deno. There were 3 movies, and they all had like, the names were like in different colors. So there was like a red episode, blue episode, and the final yellow episode, and this rider was shown in the last trilogy movie in episode Yellow. This rider is kind of interesting, even in the Kamen Rider Deno universe, because in Kamen Rider Deno, the way how this works is that they fuse mostly the main riders, but this is also a rider that has like both a human body and is also infused with a Imagine, which is Imagines are like the monsters of the Kamen Rider Deno world. Of course, in his case, he doesn't. The Imagine actually doesn't have an actual form. Well, technically he does, but either way, the Imagine is more of in a artificial AI form. So usually the human would carry him around in like as like a computer thing, and then would help each other out. But so that's where the problem is, because even the original user, the human, was very emotionless, even with the AI. So all they cared about was, doing their own mission task. But later, when the user starts to have emotions, the AI Imagine kind of went berserk, seeking that human emotion are really not a good thing. So it went berserk. So he took over the rider armor suit and then start, bringing havoc. So that's pretty much how it works. So this is, as I mentioned, this is a Premium Bandai exclusive figure. But if you actually see the box, it's not really different from a normal SHF figure. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so as usual, we're gonna go with our usual routine. So first of all, what you get, of course, is the rider himself. You get. Currently, I have the trigger finger hand on the right hand, and then another holding hand for the left hand, just to left arm, just to save time. And then we get the belt, and on each side of the belt we have the I think this was called the Dengasher or something like that. It's separated form on the belt for each side, and then here we have the weapon modes. We have a gun mode, and then we have, some people call this the sword mode, but that's not technically it. I like to call it the how should I say it? Either the cane mode or the baton mode, because this is obviously, concept is a police rider. So yeah, and then we have the rider pass, but I'm glad they did give you the rider pass, but it's lacking a lot of detail. It's just black plastic. Technically, I remember that the AI Eve, that head or face that's on the body, you can see. This one right over here is also, they're supposed to be on the rider pass as well, right over here, but oh well. It's a small detail that I can just go on. And here are the rest of the stuff. So if you're using the weapon, obviously the Dengashers won't be on the belt, so just in case, if you have to do that, they give you an empty version of those holsters. And then we get 2 fist hands, nothing too special going on here. We'll put that away. We get a normal grabbing hand for the right arm, and then we get 2 posing hands for left and right. So yeah, just pretty much open hands. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So we'll start with the whatchamacallit, with the articulation. Sorry, it's been a tough week. I mean, I was supposed to start working on the 1st of next month, so basically on Monday, but they just called me a week earlier so I can get trained early so I can get to work. And they have been using me a lot, despite being a part-time job. Okay, so recently I've been reviewing a lot of like G3, G3X, and G4, so it really got me into the police scene stuff, so I decided to search more, and I remember there was this rider. And I actually really like it. Now, the interesting thing is that this is very light. Of all the figures I've bought, this is very light. I'm not sure if it's because it's lacking the die-cast metal, but when you think about it, even the recent figures like the Kamen Rider Grease or Grease Blizzard, they even had, I believe they didn't have any die-cast metal, and they were still heavy. This one is just so lightweight that it did give me some trouble, like, you know, doing certain poses. Okay, so let's get on to the review. Now, at first, this blue and red siren face or scope or visor was kind of goofy, but the more I looked at it, it was okay, actually. I really like how it turned out. The only part I would say to be careful would be the spoiler area, because if you're not careful, let's say you were like pushing down like the head like this, then there is a chance that you might break that spoiler. But it can go down that much, up that much, and then 360 not possible. Something's just blocking inside the neck. But I really do like how they did with the head. Really love it. Alright, okay, let's see. So here, this is actually a artificial Imagine called Eve. Yeah, he's on the body, and when he decided to destroy all humans, he took over. Well, he transformed on his own without his human partners, which was pretty interesting to see. And I heard you can actually see like a brief moment of his original Imagine form, but I'm not really too sure about that because he was a human-made artificial Imagine. So on the shoulders, we have these parts. The shoulder armor is actually on the body, not on the shoulder, as you can see. And this being a figure from 2011, it still has the rotating, like, giant ball jointed connection right over there, so you can see. But I really don't mind that, and because of that, because of these, it's really hard to show you guys the shoulder articulation or how much it moves. So you can go forward and backward, no big deal. 90 degrees to the side, 360 twist, and then about 90 or a little bit more bend. So yeah, technically a 90-degree bend, and we have your ball jointed hands where the ball joint is actually on the arm, not on the hand. Okay, and the back, nothing too special going on, but I really do like how they did with the train tracks going on here. And look at the belt, really nice detailed belt even for a 2011 version, because some, as you can see, some riders or some old figures, even they do have some detail on the belt. You can see like the molding issues, like they're not clean. This one turned out pretty clean if you ask me. On the belt, as I mentioned, if you're going to use the weapons, you have to take these parts off and then replace it with the empty ones. Yeah, they are on a peg and hole system, so nothing too special. And these parts do not come out individually. I tried that, and yeah, didn't work. And I don't want to risk anything to break, so just plug it in right over there. Or if you're just lazy, or if you just don't like the fact of having something on the belt on the side like that, you can just take it off if you want to. So there we go. Because I do know, like, some riders, because of, like, on the side of the belt they have these kind of stuff, which does actually sometimes does affect the articulation on the legs, which at least this one can move, and since it's on a peg, you can at least move it like this, so you can actually give it more range to the size. The body, there's a nice ab. Wait, was there an ab crunch? Well, okay, no ab crunch, but because of the way how the joint is connected on the inside of the middle, there is a back and forth movement on the top torso. Yeah, so no ab crunch. And then let's see, 360 twist, not exactly possible, so it only moves about 10-15 degrees. So yeah, because it's not a perfect circle, it's more of like an oval shape, so it's pretty much understandable. And then we have a nice side swivel going on here, and then I believe I tried this before, and it has this gimmick where we saw in Kamen Rider Burst, or the old SHF figures have this pulling gimmick. I'm not too sure like how this helps, but well, oh well. And yeah, we have some nice plastic, and yeah, most of the place like feels plastic, while some figures actually have a more rubber feeling. So I'm not sure like what's the criteria or standards for it, but either way, the legs can move about less than 90 degrees to the front. If I pull it out, yeah, you can go 90 degrees up to the front, and it's not connected. The main connection is a ball joint right over there. But yeah, it looks awkward like that. And then you have a nice double jointed bend. I actually do like these white, or not white, silver boot feeling on these. So, yeah, because I mean they're technically just the leg part, but with these additional like extra armor, they definitely do give out that nice ski boot feeling actually. Unlike G3, like the previous ones I reviewed, this one does not actually have a ball joint connection on the ankle, but it does rotate 360, have a nice pivot, and toe bend as well. And the legs can go 90 degrees to the side. Of course, you have to move this part rotate it as well, so you don't actually collide. Okay, So now let's look at the accessories. Now, proportion-wise, I think this has no issue at all. Even color, also no issue at all. Of course, I think mine had like a defective color right over here. There was this kind of scratch going on, but I'm not too picky with those. So the only issue I have would be like the balance issues, because this figure is so light and there's no weight on the feet or leg. It is tricky to balance the figure, but it's not impossible, and you can pretty much pull off any pose you want that you want to do with this figure. It just takes a lot of fiddling. So for the rider pass, I think I should have been more smarter on my choices of the hands. But I think this hand should work as well. All you need to do is like the way how you hold cards on certain figures. You just need to, like, you know, put the pass on between the fingers, and there you go. You have it, and then you put it on front, and it will shout out perfect weapon. Alright. And then finally, let's go with the weapons. So we have the trigger finger on the right hand. Now the only issue that has like this proportion problem would be, I would say personally, would be the weapons. The weapons, they seem a little bit too big. Now granted, in Kamen Rider Deno series, some riders they make their weapons using the 4 pieces, and some of them actually get bigger or longer, or, you know, change in sizes. But I think the gun did not do that, and this gun actually looks a little bit too big and bulky for the rider. So I think it has to be a little bit smaller. But oh well. Even though it's from 2011, it doesn't have that issue where it's not like a perfect fit. This one actually has a nice tight fit going on here, and the trigger finger is actually almost touching the trigger, so no issue at all. But once again, the gun looks a little bit big for me, but yeah, and has nice detail. It even has the gun barrels colored, and yeah. And finally, we have this one, which I'm just gonna call it the baton, because this is definitely not a sword, because there is a sword form for this weapon. This rider just doesn't use it, and I can't remember 100%, but I believe in the movie he didn't actually use this weapon as well. I remember him using the gun more often. Can't remember if he actually did use this, but yeah, I think it was. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because this is definitely a goofy look to it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So honestly, if you like the police design rider, I would definitely recommend this. Like, I mean, G3, G3X, they're all cool enough, but they still had the military theme to it as well. So this one is a more 100% police. So if you want that, definitely pick this up. And this is actually one of those, despite being premium Bandai, it's one of the easier ones to get, even at this point. So definitely recommend it. And once again, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive SHF Kamen Rider G Deno. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!